Hi, this is Lisa and I'm doing a tutorial today. This was a requested tutorial for a phone wallet. It was a request by the YouTube user Kawaii Puff, and I just want to say thank you so much for the subscription and for you viewing and commenting on my videos. This is a really easy, and I mean really easy wallet to make. All you need is possibly some scissors, and that's just to straighten out, any tape. You need about a 6-inch zipper, or depending on how long your phone is, a ruler, a piece of plastic for the ID, a blade, a phone for measurement, Velcro, clear tape, your main color, and the color for your trim. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, you need some type of card for the pockets that goes in there. Okay, now this is an iPhone 6. So whatever phone you have, you just measure that and add about a 1/2 inch for the length and about a 1/2 inch for the width. So this phone is about 5.5 inches. So we're actually going to make it 6 inches. It's also about 2.5 inches wide, so we're going to make it 3 inches. We're going to multiply that by 3, and then we're going to add 3/4 of an inch, so we can have a 1/2 inch for the center, and also about a 1/4 of an inch for the depth of the phone. So we're going to make a long sheet that is 6 inches by about 10.5, somewhere around that length. And so here's the sheet I made to save time. Let me see exactly how long it is. Oh, it's actually 9 3/4 inches. So we did the 9 inches plus the 3/4. So that gave us 9 3/4 inches. And what you want to do first is fold it to the actual width of your phone. So with this being 2 and about 2.5, 2 3/4, first thing I did was taking it down and folded it to about 2 3/4, pressed hard, and then I took it up to 3 inches and then pressed again, and this just kind of give you a little rounded bottom down here. And so you put your cell phone in just to double check, and you still have the room. And then you also have room to close it. And you may, by the time you're done, you can actually trim some of that up if necessary, but it's always better to have a little bit more than a little bit less. So if it's too short, you'd have to add tape, which you don't want to do. But if it's too long, you could always go and cut some off. But we're going to leave it about here, and we may end up cutting less than a 1/2 inch off. Okay, so now that we have that, what we want to do is make 3 card pockets, because we're going to attach those card pockets right here to here before we actually close the sides. I already have 2 card pockets made, and these card pockets are 3 inches by 2.5, and they're just going to fit like this. So I'm going to do one just to show you how I made it. And you could put more pockets if you wanted to. I just wanted, she doesn't have that many cards, so that was why I did the 3 pockets. Then flip it over. I'm just using clear tape on the back. And cut 2 3-inch pieces. This clear tape is so difficult for me to see once I get it down here. I'm going to put the first piece on here. Second piece we're going to cut in half, and we're going to use the other half for the trim, to cover over the trim. Now for the trim, we're going to use this beige, and because it's so light and this is a colored pattern, we're actually going to double this tape. So we're going to use a 2.5 inch. Cut that in half. Then we're going to put the neat sides together. Lift that up. And we're going to put this on about 1/4 inch. And cut off the excess tape. And pick up this small piece of clear. Place it over. Smooth it down. Okay, so when we're doing the card placement, first we need to make 2 6-inch pieces of tape so we can tape the sides. Oops. And before we actually tape the sides, we're going to lay the card pockets down. Let me put this a little bit even so. For the 2 sides. Now we need 3 pieces for that, so we're going to cut a 3.5. Actually, it's a 2.5 inch piece, and we're going to cut that into 3. Okay, so now we're going to put the first card pocket in the middle and about, let me straighten this out, about 1/2 inch down. I'm going to take a piece of tape halfway on the card, halfway on the wallet. Take our next pocket, go 1/2 inch from the bottom of the trim, which is about right there. Take another piece of tape. Then a third pocket, same thing. And then I'll just check and make sure that there's no show over. And to get rid of that sticking, just take another 2.5 inch piece of tape, cut it into 3 pieces, which I should have done at first. this down. This one pocket. And make sure you keep the pocket straight. And this prevents any sticky from being on the inside, catching any of your cards. The last one. Actually, before I do that, what I want to do is take a 3-inch piece of tape, cut it in half. We're actually going to need 2. Well, no, I'll just do this because we have to put the zipper on next. Do 1, 2, 3. Cut it in half. I'll lay it down here. Half on. Well, actually a little less than half on, because we want to have a little bit of room. We'll do the same thing over here. We're going to flip these over and lay the phone down on it. Any excess. Flip over. Okay, now before we go any further, we want to put the zipper on. And this is how I do the zipper. I'm going to, it'll be easier to just cut the first one off. 6 inches. And we want to attach it as close to the teeth as we can without it interfering with the zipper. We're going to take the other piece, another piece, put it on the inside. Okay, so this is we're gonna take this down to 3 inches. I'm sorry, on this one we're going to make it actually a little bit longer than 3 inches because we need this to overlap on the outside. So we're going to take this down to about 3.5. And we're going to take the other piece when we flip it over down to only the 3-inch line. Okay, for now the top is going to be a little bit different. We are still going to take a piece of tape and put up here, but we're also going to need to put it on the inside. So we're going to take a half a sheet a little bit more than half. I'm going to do the same thing, put this here. Press it on good. Then make sure that the zipper can still move. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to make sure this is lined up down here. Then we're going to turn it over and we're going to press this zipper into place. Then just fold the water to make sure the zipper is where you want it. Kind of want it just overlapping a little. And how we attach the inside is we take this, lay that down straight, take this other piece of tape, and we're going to attach it to the wallet and onto the zipper. Once again, getting as close to the teeth as you can without obstructing the actual zipper. Okay, so the zipper still works. Now we're going to lay this in. We need to put a piece in here so we won't have any sticky. Lay this on the bottom of that. Flip it over. That takes care of the inside. Now we just have to seal these pockets. And I may not have cut this quite as long as it needed to be, so I may have to go back over and just cut another piece of trim. Cut another piece for the trim. And this is going to go over this piece right here. Fold it over. Just cutting the tape away from the pockets to make sure that we can put the the cards in the pocket. Okay, now we want to work on all this excess tape and the sides and getting the zipper. So for this, we're going to actually take a long piece. We're going to cut this and cut it in half. This is going to secure the zipper so it actually won't go off the back of your wallet, and also covers the side pocket. Once again, just take your knife, actually cut this before you get to it. It'll save you any chances of you tearing that. Now the only thing left before we actually put the ID on, you want to put the phone in and close it, see how it's going, and make sure that the zipper is able to open and close. Okay, we seem to have enough, and I think we're going to actually cut this excess off right here. So we're going to take the ruler just to make sure we don't cut the bottom of the wallet. Okay, that's where we want it. And you can still have access to the pocket. Okay, so now for the ID, we're going to grab our plastic. We're going to put a little of the trim color, actually, just on the front. And this is 2.5 inches. Putting it on 1/4 of the way. Now we're going to take another 6 inches. Cut that in half. Going to position the card where we want it to go. Now we have our rounded edge up here. We can actually cut this one down a little more. Then we're going to take this and cut it. Okay, this is a little loose down here, so we need to take it. for your ID. And the last thing, just adding the Velcro. The reason I'm putting it down here is because I want to make sure that it don't interfere with the pockets. So if I put it up top, it may actually be in the way of the pocket. I'm going to cut this just a little bit smaller. This can stay the same size. This will be fine. This one. Just make sure. And this is the cell phone wallet. So once again, this is Lisa, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for viewing.